Have you ever wondered if what we know about slavery is the complete truth? This question invites us to challenge the narratives we've been taught and to delve deeper into the annals of history. The year 1623, often a footnote, is in fact a pivotal moment in the evolution of the brutal practice of slavery in the New World. This year is laced with overlooked events that fundamentally altered the trajectory of slavery in the Americas. Now, prepare to uncover the forgotten truths of 1623. 1623 marked the rise of the Dutch West India Company, a pivotal player in the transatlantic slave trade. This year, the company was granted a charter, an event that fundamentally shifted the dynamics of the global economy. With this charter, the Dutch West India Company expanded its influence, notably in the highly profitable, yet morally reprehensible business of human trafficking. This charter did not merely increase the demand for enslaved Africans, it announced the Dutch as key contributors in the slave trade. It propelled them into a dominant position, a position they would exploit for over 100 years. With the charter in hand, the Dutch West India Company embarked on a journey of expansion and exploitation that would span continents and generations. This was not a mere business development, it was a turning point in the history of slavery. This was the beginning of a century-long exploitation spree across the Americas. In the same year, Virginia saw the birth of its first slave codes. This marked a chilling turn in the narrative of slavery in the New World. The introduction of these codes represented a calculated move to control and dehumanize enslaved Africans. These weren't just arbitrary laws, they were meticulously crafted frameworks designed to strip African slaves of their rights and dignity. Each code was a brick in the construction of a legal system that viewed enslaved individuals not as people, but as property. From dictating the legal status of children born to enslaved women, to outlining the punishments for disobedient slaves, these codes left no aspect of an enslaved person's life untouched. In essence, these slave codes were the blueprints for institutionalized racism. They not only sanctioned the inhumane treatment of enslaved Africans, but also laid the groundwork for racial discrimination that would persist for centuries to come. These codes created a disturbing precedent, one that normalized the concept of racial hierarchy and the subjugation of one race for the benefit of another. In doing so, they set the stage for a society that would continue to grapple with racial disparities, a society where the echoes of these centuries-old codes can still be heard today. This marked the formal inception of legalized racial discrimination in America. The slave codes of Virginia were not just laws, they were a reflection of a society that had chosen to devalue human life based on the color of skin. The true stories of what life was like for enslaved Africans in 1623 can be pieced together through various historical documents. These invaluable records offer a glimpse into the harsh realities of slavery, a world far removed from the sanitized narratives often presented in mainstream history. Ship manifests, for instance, paint a grim picture of the transatlantic voyages. They speak of the inhumane conditions endured by those forced into the belly of the ship, packed like cargo rather than recognized as humans. The journey, fraught with disease and death, was just the beginning of a life marred by hardship and brutality. Plantation records, too, shed light on the daily lives of enslaved Africans. These documents detail the grueling work hours, the relentless physical punishment and the bare subsistence level provisions that defined the existence of those enslaved. Court proceedings from this era further reveal the systemic injustices that Africans endured under the emerging legal systems of the colonies. These transcripts echo the voices of those who dared to challenge their masters, standing as a testament to their courage and resilience in the face of overwhelming adversity. However, these documents do more than just recount tales of suffering. They also highlight instances of resistance and defiance against an oppressive system. They remind us that even in the darkest times, the human spirit fought for dignity and justice. These documents highlight the depth of cruelty inherent in the slave system and the resilience of those who lived under its yoke. The events of 1623 are not mere historical footnotes, but are foundational to understanding the legacy of slavery and its lasting impact on society. Grasping the gravity of that year's truths allows us to better confront the racial issues that persist today. It shines a light on the long shadow of historical injustices, underscoring the need for healing and reconciliation. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more hidden truths and untold stories from history. Your support helps us keep these important conversations alive.